All right, so it's time to cook outdoors now. It's time to entertain your friends, your neighbors, family, whoever you've got. And certainly when we cook outdoors, the first thing I think of is our Camp Chef smoker. I absolutely love the Camp Chef smoker. It's something I've just become fond of. I've done just about everything you can in there, and we're going to show another thing to do in there today, something else to do in there. So we've started with a tri-tip roast, and as the name tells you, tri-tip, it's where three cuts of meat come together. It's a great cut of meat. I've had it on the grill before and really enjoyed it that way, but when you add smoke to it and you do it for quite a while, it just makes it even better. So we've already taken this piece of meat out. This isn't an overly big one. You can get bigger ones. They do come in different sizes, but we've already taken out, we've rinsed it, we've patted it dry, which is key. We want to make sure to get any of that stuff off of there. And next it's going to be real simple and easy. All we're going to do is take any sort of rub. In this particular one we're using the Camp Chef rub, but you're going to take any sort of rub and you're going to put it on there. I like a dry rub. Some people are marinate it, and there's a bunch of different things you can do, but we're going to use a dry rub today. Real simple and easy, which is what it's all about, because when you're out cooking you should be enjoying friends as much as you're enjoying the cooking. So that's kind of what we wanted to do today. So I like to keep one hand safe, sanitary. That one was with the bottle. This is the one that'll be touching the meat. Keep those separate. You don't want to cross-contaminate spices for later on or the meat for now. So keep those separate. But all we're going to do is dump some of this on here. Be liberal with it. You know, you can do a little more than what you maybe even thought you might need, but put it on there. And when the piece of meat is dry, when you've patted it dry, that is key. It will stick to it really well. This rub will stick to it really well and hold on to it. And that's what we're going to do. We want to make sure it's coated on both sides as well as the edges. You'll notice there is some fat pieces in there. That's okay. That's what we want, because after an extended period of smoking, that fat will melt and render and actually keep the meat moist. So if you get one that has absolutely no fat in it, it's probably not the cut of meat you want. You want one that has that fat in there. It will help in the smoking process. So real simple and easy. Like I said, that's what we've done there. That's all ready to go. Next, all we're going to do is take out our plastic wrap, and with the plastic wrap we're going to wrap it up and put it in overnight. Now some people have done, I've seen them just wrap maybe just over the foil pan here, which by the way I do like the foil pans, because when I'm done, no matter what kind of mess it is, I throw it away and it's finished. So but I've seen people just wrap over that. It works okay, but this works even better, because there's going to be juices coming in and out and kind of moving back and forth on that piece of meat, and if it's wrapped up in that plastic, it's going to keep it inside the meat and it's not going to get out into the pan. So just haul that thing over there. Make sure to wrap it really well, and no matter how well you think you wrap it, probably wrap it a few more times just to make sure. Wrap it a couple different ways there. And then what you want to do is break off that plastic wrap, make sure it's wrapped up real well, and I place it back in that foil pan and put it in the fridge overnight. The reason why I place it back in that foil pan, because like I said, no matter how well I think I have it wrapped, it may not be wrapped that well, and it probably will leak some juices. So I'll put it back in there to hold all those juices in there together like that, and that's what I'm going to do. Now, we've left it overnight, let it do its thing, and it'll draw in some of those spices and herbs and different things into the meat. We've left it overnight. Now what we're going to do, and I'll kind of show you here, is you're going to take this thing out the next morning, 12 hours. You can go as little as 5 hours, but I prefer overnight. You're going to unwrap this whole thing, put it right back here in the pan, slide it into the smoker. It's that easy. You know, it's really not that difficult. And when you unwrap it in the morning, just remember that smell, because that really is kind of a unique smell, a great smell, not a bad thing, a good smell. But unwrap that, leave it in the pan, slide it into the smoker. If there's one side that has a little more fat than another, make sure that fat side is up, because as that stuff melts and renders, it's going to go down through the meat and it won't end up on the bottom of the pan. So that's where we're at with that. So once we've slid it into the smoker, you'll want to smoke it for a couple hours. I'll smoke it for about 3 hours, and then I'll pull it out and actually put a foil wrap over the top of it. That helps heat it a little bit more. It helps keep the moisture inside of it. And the really neat thing is I'll keep that foil wrap on for about 3 hours. So right now I'm about the 5-hour mark total. When I take that foil wrap off, it actually, because that thing warmed up so much more, all the pores are open, I'll actually add more chips to the chip tray down there on the bottom, and it will absorb a bunch of smoke in there when you do that. So you know, do what you want to do, but this is my own method, this is my own way. Obviously the meat's probably safe to eat at about 145. Well, it definitely is safe to eat at 145. You can go higher than that. I like to go about 170, 175 because it'll break down some of the connective tissues. But the key is you got to watch it. You got to have that foil cover on there, because if you don't, you'll dry it out and it just won't be that good. So earlier we threw in a tri-tip roast into the smoker. Let's pull that out and kind of see what it looks like, see where we're at. I want to make sure I have the gloves on because it's been in there a while and is pretty warm. I do have a foil cover on it, but that wasn't on the entire time. Obviously, if it was, wouldn't be getting a whole lot of smoke on it, but it's just on now. So we'll go ahead and take that off. You can see it's shrunk down just a little bit, but it looks pretty good. There's quite a bit of liquid in there. So let's just make a slice into that, see how that looks, and then we'll move on to this cornbread. I like to, when I slice it, I like to slice cross grain. Sometimes you can't see that and you have to make a slice or two to figure out exactly where that is. But, and I like to slice it about pencil thin, about the same as you would a brisket. So, and there it is. It's got a nice little pink edge right around it there. That's the smoke ring. That's where the smoke's penetrated on there, and it looks like a pretty good little tri-tip roast. So